Hej Venner! It's Asta. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Asta. I'm a 20-year-old Dane living in Denmark, and I make YouTube videos to talk about Denmark and how great it is, and also just about my life. Today we're going to talk about 10 delicious Danish dishes, because you know, people love food, and I just thought that you would probably like it. Also, it's something good that you can try out here in the quarantine, and I'm going to show you 4 of the dishes and how to make them. But before I get on into the video, I want to tell you something overall about Danish dishes. In Denmark, we eat a lot of pork. You know, we have a huge production of pork. I don't even know how much, but a crazy amount of it. And besides that, to almost every meal we eat boiled potatoes and with some kind of gravy. And I know that it's not all Danes who do this, but traditional Danish foods, almost every single one of them has boiled potatoes and some kind of gravy, because we just love it. Yeah. Alright, let's get on with the video. Delicious Danish dish. Number 1, our national dish. So it's called Stegt flæsk med persillesovs, but it's translated, it's like fried pork with a gravy sauce made from parsley. I didn't even know we had a national dish until a few years ago, but apparently it's the Danish thing. So it's very crunchy and just delicious to eat. Don't eat it if you're afraid of fat and like grease overall, because it's not a healthy dish, but it's delicious nonetheless. And it's made with boiled potatoes and this gravy. To that there is dish number 2. This is actually also fried pork, but made in a different way. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but my mother is from southern Denmark, called Sønderjylland, and there they have a different kind of fried pork where they use like ham instead, and they coat it with eggs and then put flour on it, and then they stir it on the pan and fry it kind of. And that's also with boiled potatoes and the parsley sauce gravy. Delicious dish number 3. So the third one is ham, and it's actually boiled ham. So you take this ham and you put it in pot. You put it in a pot and with salt and water, and then you just cook it for like a rather long time, and then you eat it. You take it up and you cut it into slices, and you eat it with boiled potatoes and some kind of gravy. Once again, delicious Danish dish number 4. This one is kind of like meatballs, and you form it into these little balls and you fry it on your pan. And I like to make them very small, and very crisp, almost black, but most people won't like that. So it's not for everybody. I just like it. actually from the same like dough that you make with the beef and the pork. There's another dish called forloren hare, and it's a kind of meatloaf where you put it in this holder and you put the meatloaf in it and put bacon over it, and then in the oven for an hour or so. And when you get out, the bacon is crisp and the meat is juicy and delicious, and you just like cut it and then it's all done, and you eat it with some kind of boiled potato and a gravy. On to delicious dish number 6. The 6th delicious dish is also some kind of pork. It's actually a sausage, and I've told you about it in one of my previous videos where I bought it. And it's this thick sausage, and it has a lot of taste in it. And there are different ways that you can, cook this sausage. But in my family, we usually boil it for a few minutes, and then we take apart the water, and then we just fry it in the pots, and then it's ready to go, and fry it until it's a bit crisp, and you eat it with some kind of boiled potato and kind of gravy. On to delicious dish number 7. The 7th is the last one with pork. Finally. And it's actually a dish that we have very much at Christmas. So it's roasted pork, where you prepare it and you put on it a lot of salt and just into the oven for a lot of time until the crunch on top is very crunchy, and it's ready. And then you eat it with some kale and potatoes and a brown gravy. You also often have chips with it, and it's very traditional to have that at Christmas time, when we have all of these Christmas parties and that stuff. There's almost always roasted pork, and it's very delicious. It tends to get a bit like chewy and kind of hard to eat, but it tastes really good. And the crisp on top is Nam. Moving on to delicious Danish dish number 8. The 8th delicious Danish dish is with chicken, and it's something called Tarteletter, which is these little holders. I don't know if you have them. I'll show pictures and videos of it, where you use canned asparagus to make it. Put this mass with the chicken in it into the little cups. In order to eat it, you have to break open the cup and eat it all together. Delicious Danish dish number 9. Okay, the 9th delicious Danish dish is actually the only dish with fish in it, which I would think that we eat a lot of fish because Denmark is surrounded by sea, everywhere there's sea, but it's not that often. But this dish is called Stannisk, and it's translated, it's a shooting star. It's a flounder, which is you put eggs on it and breadcrumbs, and then you fry it on the pan, and very delicious. So after you fry it, you put it on a piece of rye bread, and on top of that you put these small shrimps on it, and different kinds of like sauces. You very often eat it in restaurants where they make their own kind of sauce, but it's also a very kid-friendly dish, because most kids like something that's fried. The last one, delicious Danish dish, number 10. So the last one doesn't really have a translated name, but in Danish it's smørbrød. Smørbrød is rye bread with different kinds of toppings. So it's very normal for there to be some kind of meat topping, or eggs, or maybe even fish, something. Then on top of that you put all these other kinds of toppings and make it very festive, and it's rather hard to maybe eat, but it's delicious. And it's very Danish, especially because we use the rye bread, where others don't really do that. They rarely do that. And we use rye bread all the time. And it's also very festive, and you can have it at restaurants, or of course you can make it yourself. More or less festive and extravagant, but it's just, there are so many different variations of it, and just overall delicious. And that's also the reason why I thought that it would be great to finish this off, because that was the 10 delicious Danish dishes that are very well known, and it's very like Danish. So I thought that you might like to see it, and especially during this quarantine and people have to find stuff they want to learn, you should go and try to make some Danish dish, and please send me some message with pictures or something to tell about how it went. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.
We've been talking for an hour, we just can't find the end. We won't understand each other. I wonder how it feels to fall asleep and love the one that's next to me. I don't know why I'm stuck around with you. I've been told